Hello YouTube friends, Ben Ochart here with the third and final installment of major YouTubers, major YouTube fish keepers who made major mistakes in keeping fish. And today I have a very special guest for you, and a friend of mine from the San Francisco Bay Area, and he also works as an admin at the Ben O' Cichlid Facebook group page. So this is a very special guest. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. So today's guest, you know him as Tazawa's Tanks on YouTube. Check out his channel, Tazawa's Tanks. I'll put a link below. And of course his name is Zenzo Tazawa. And he has been kind enough to share with me in a video clip what his biggest mistake was in keeping fish. Zenzo, what was your biggest mistake in keeping fish?
I gave it some thought. Lots of mistakes that I made over the years, and this could be a 10-hour video talking about all the mistakes that I've done. But there is one in particular that probably would resonate with a lot of you, so I thought I would share with you today what that mistake was. Hey everyone, how's it going? My name is Zenzo from Tazawa Tanks. So yes, the big mistake that I made, and I've made a lot, and I've made videos about mistakes that I've made in the past, but one in particular has to do with African cichlids. So this goes back to probably around 2002 or 2003, maybe 2003-ish, right around there. And I was trying to get into African cichlids. I had some other tanks. I had some planted tanks, community tanks, but I was enamored with African cichlids. Now back then there wasn't like a YouTube, there wasn't as much information readily available. A lot of it was like reading magazines and talking to people at the fish store. And so I ended up getting a collection of African cichlids for a 55-gallon acrylic tank that I had. Everything was great, and then there was one more African cichlid that I saw in the fish store, and I got that fish because, oh man, it was beautiful, it was small, bright orange. I thought, wow, that's a beautiful looking cichlid. The store sold it to me as an African cichlid. Me not knowing a whole lot, back then I bought it and it was beautiful. I put it in my tank. Now, over the weeks, you know, things were fine, and then a couple of months I started to notice some problems. That African cichlid looked a lot different than the other fish, and it got bigger and bigger and bigger. And after a while I would notice some of my fish were beat up, and then after a while I would notice that some of my fish were missing, and this other fish kept getting bigger and bigger. Well, eventually all the other fish were gone. I just had this one fish, and I realized at this point that it was not an African cichlid. Obviously it was a red devil, and the fish had gotten very big, quite large, very aggressive, and had killed all of the other fish in the aquarium. So here I was, where I wanted this beautiful African cichlid tank, and I ended up with one crazy red devil that was just a real jerk and killed everything else, had eaten some other fish as well. And so I had to get rid of it. I ended up going to this other fish store and saying, hey, I've got this problem, I've got this big fish. I didn't know it was a red devil, and they took it for me and gave me some store credit. So I learned my lesson. That again was a long time ago. I guess that was probably 17 years ago now, and I was not that I'm an expert now, but I was very much uninformed and didn't know a whole lot about cichlids back then. But anyway, it was a good lesson. I learned a lot. I learned about researching. I learned about making sure that you really know the fish that you're getting before you buy that fish, and doing your research and understanding. And for the most part, I've stuck to that. It was a good lesson that I learned, and for the most part, I've been pretty good at not making that same mistake. Now, that doesn't mean that I don't make mistakes like that from time to time, and that did happen recently with some half-beaks where I thought they would be fine with the night gobies, and that didn't work out. But anyway, that is a story I wanted to share with you guys. Thanks, Ben, for inviting me to share my crazy story on your channel. Thanks for watching, guys. Catch you on the next one.
Boy, I think a lot of us can relate to that. I had a similar experience with a Venusus, and you know, he looked so cute. He was pretty. He was inexpensive. He was about an inch long. And hey, who doesn't want to buy a giraffe fish? With a name like that, you've got to buy him, right? And before you knew it, he was 2 to 3 times the size of everybody else in the tank, and he had everybody corralled in the corner, and I had no choice but to take this beast and put him on Craigslist. And fortunately, I found a great home for him. But that is certainly a common story. If you folks that are watching have had a similar situation when you've acquired fish and realized, once you were into it, that you had a bad mix, share it below, in the comments. I'd like to hear what you have to say, your story. And as you know, on this channel, we all learn from each other, and so your comments are important. Zenzo, thank you so much. Your fish room is looking epic, my friend. Love it. And thank you so much for participating in this. And I thank all of you for watching this 3-part series on mistakes by major fish keepers on YouTube. And I hope to see you on Saturday at the Cichlids and Coffee live stream. And if you like tips on keeping fish, be sure to hit that sub button, hit that bell. That way you'll get notifications. Thank you so much. That's it for me.